Kind of.
I did like half.
Welcome to another exciting edition of the iTec Show. I am Jared Bodine,
I'm Asher Ridenauer.
and we barely made it on air today.
This is true.
Technical issues abound. I'm normally a very level-headed person about tech stuff, but I gotta say, this last week has tried my patience
Wait, really?
with all things tech in so many ways.
Okay, I actually do want to talk about this because I've had cool fixes, very frustrating fixes lately.
Really? Frustrating? Because I'm just having like cool fixes or frustrating fixes? Because those are two different things.
Well, okay, so I've had frustrating problems with a really cool fix.
So, like, let me tell you some of the ones I've been dealing with this last week. Like, and I've said this before. I am the kind of person that, being a tech person, I'm my own technician.
Yeah.
You know, I don't
me
need
too.
Best Buy Geek Squad or whatever because I fix my own problems. I'm the one that people actually call when they need the stuff fixed. That's what I do. So I very rarely ask for tech support. And when I do, it's usually because it's like an organization where there's like privileges or permissions or backend stuff that I literally could not do because I don't have access to those things, right? So one of the things that started off on this bad trend was right after we finished recording our last show.
Oh, yeah.
Canvas,
yeah, you texted me
the nationwide, actually global learning platform, school learning platform, was hacked hard.
Yeah, they stole student records, shut it down.
Yeah, they pwned that whole website big time.
As a student, by the way, well, ex-student, you missed it by a year. If you had done it a year earlier, I would be appreciating that right now.
Yeah.
If they did that about a year earlier.
So my students were like, "This is the coolest day ever." And I'm like, "Yeah, that's cool. I got bad news for y'all." And
you
they were
did it
like,
on pen and paper or what?
No, I was like, "Well, first of all, unlike most teachers, I actually had my grades backed up like 2 days before."
Okay, that's smart.
So they were worried or they were thinking like, "Oh, the assignments that I didn't do, forgiven." And like, no, actually, I backed up the grades. I got them all right here in an Excel file. It's not touched by any of this, like completely offline backed
do you
up.
automatically back them?
I do it periodically.
Like manually or automatic?
No, that was a manual one.
Dude, that sucks.
Yeah, I know. That was really annoying for the students. And then they were like, "Well, I guess that means I don't have to worry about all these assignments coming up." And I'm like, "It's finals week. Of course, I'm not going to just say, let's not do finals." So when I found out, within 2 hours, I took both of my major classes that have like labs and things like that. Well, first is I have like a dual platform. The textbook is an online textbook from another provider, not inside of Canvas. So I sent them all email saying, "This is how you access the online textbook with its materials, its labs, the test out platform."
Yeah.
So I gave them all that information. So I was like, "You can still do all those assignments. The due dates still stand. They're all still there for you. So don't worry about that." But then it was like, "Well, what about the other ones?" Google Classroom to the rescue.
Oh my.
I had 2 Google Classrooms up and running, ready to go for every student with all of the labs recreated in a couple hours.
See, you're too prepared to have fun with it. Like, that sucks.
My students were like, "Oh, he outsmarted that system pretty quick."
Well, to be fair, I feel like it's built in you as a technician to have redundancy.
Yeah, I was so ready to go. I lost no downtime with the students, like nothing. And they were actually kind of disappointed.
I know. I know they were
because
because I saw all the online posts about it.
But I did get it all finished that night. And it was only a couple hours after I published the Google Classroom assignments that Canvas was back anyway. So I kind of wasted all that effort because turns I didn't need it. But I knew it was a tenuous relationship that they'd struck because they negotiated with the hackers, the Canvas people.
Because it was ransomware, right?
Yeah, it was ransomware. And so they negotiated with them for like a sort of a ceasefire, like, "Hey, let us access while we discuss that." And I saw a couple days later, they did negotiate something.
Okay.
So they met an arrangement, which included them locking themselves back out, the hackers, locking themselves out of whatever they did and not taking any data, not seizing any data, but, honor system on that.
Yeah, they got to do a deep dive because most ransomware attackers will leave a backdoor entrance so they can just do it later on.
Well, maybe. I don't know. I mean, it depends on how much you trust the hackers. That's the ironic part.
They're doing illegal activity. I wouldn't trust them too much.
Speaking of ransomware, because I've had people who've been hacked with ransomware. Like, it happens. I've had individuals do it too. It's not always businesses. Individuals get hit with this. And the question I've gotten from my customers is when I'm hit with ransomware, should I pay the ransom or not?
I mean, it's a slippery slope.
Okay. Well, what do you mean?
Well, so one, it has to be verified ransomware because you'll get those pop-ups that you're locked out of your system. I've had that before.
Which is technically called
Scareware,
scareware.
yeah.
Yeah.
I get that all the time.
Yeah, you get scareware.
Scareware is and the worst part is too, it's just the browser. It's not even like an actual virus, it'll just be
It's
pop-ups in
just
the
a
browser.
pop-up.
Yeah, you'll get, like if you ever see, like, McAfee or Norton pop-ups on the
Yeah.
right side of your screen,
Yeah.
if you see any pop-ups on the right side of your screen, it's just a notification sent through your browser, and all you have to do is block
Oh,
it.
you're
But then you'll sometimes get there's, like, a Windows Microsoft call Microsoft,
yeah.
screaming computer,
Yeah. Yeah.
full screen, you just click escape and close the tab, and it's gone.
Yeah. Yeah, they're just pop-ups that are scareware.
Yeah, but sometimes you will get the
Right.
ransomware
But
pop-up.
okay, so let's say it is legitimate. It's
Okay.
real ransomware. Do you pay?
If you have backups, no. I would just
Yeah.
wipe the computer. If you don't have backups, though.
So here's what I usually say too is first, do we need to pay them
Yeah.
to get your files back? I once had a NAS that got compromised.
Actually?
Yeah, the firmware. It wasn't me. I didn't leave any back doors open. The
Mm.
firmware got compromised, and all the people with that brand
Oh,
of
okay.
NAS
So
got
it was
compromised.
like a whole thing. It wasn't
Yeah.
just you. Okay.
And actually, as soon as I figured it out, I started going on to my customers' NASs because I maintain NAS for my
Mhm.
customers. And any of my customers that had the same brand, sure enough, theirs was being hacked at the same time. So I was
Did you just
actually
update the firmware or
once I updated the firmware, it was fine. But
Mm.
luckily, the way I had everything structured, my NAS, even though it did actually get encrypted before I caught it, it was like a tertiary backup. So all I did is just like, I just already have every night at, like, 2 AM, my system
Yeah,
automatically
yeah, yeah.
backs up to the NAS. Well, they didn't get my computer, and it's not a two-way sync.
No,
So
yeah, it's
the encrypting it on the NAS did not reverse backwards encrypted on my desktop, so my desktop files were fine.
yeah.
So all I had to do is wait until 2 in the morning, and it just restored everything anyway. So I lost nothing. So of course I did not pay that ransom. And then for my customers, fortunately, I caught mine before theirs had actually been compromised entirely. Theirs had been compromised,
But
but
not like
but not far enough that they hadn't actually done any of the encryption.
okay.
Like, they were just starting, it was just getting in and actually hadn't run any of the encryption of the files. So I was able to lock out the hackers and shut that down fast enough.
So how did you do that? With just shutting off network?
Well, no, I did it remotely actually,
How
because I knew what the back door was.
Oh, okay.
So I shut down the service that gave them
Oh,
access.
okay, it was a service?
Then I changed the password just to be on the
Yeah,
safe
yeah, yeah.
side. Then I enabled a different TFA method, two-factor
Yeah.
authentication method,
Wait, you
which
say whoa, hold on. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Back up.
Mhm,
Back up.
yeah.
You say TFA.
Well, sorry?
You say TFA?
Is there something wrong about that?
In every test slash
MFA?
MFA, multi-factor authentication,
Yeah, I know.
or 2FA,
Yeah.
not TFA. I've
Yeah.
never heard that in my life before.
Yeah. Well, technically, MFA is the better answer
Well, because
because
it's yeah.
it's multi now,
Yeah,
but
it can be anywhere from 2 to
yeah.
500.
Anyway, it's not like you didn't know what I was
Okay,
talking
anyways, my bad,
about.
my bad.
Fair enough. I'll take the lickings on that one. It's a uniqueness of
It's a
mine, I suppose.
discrepancy, but
But yeah, so anyway, that was not a problem. But if you can't get the files back from a backup, what do you suggest then? Pay or no pay?
do you need it? Are we saying we need
Okay.
this?
Well, let's say it's like grandparents and it's family photos that you just can't get back any other way. You can't recreate them. They're unretrievable otherwise. And
I
those important family photos to you.
Then yeah, I would say pay it because most ransomware people, they have to kinda honor it because that's
But they
how they
don't
make their
have to.
No, but that's how they make their business. Because
Yeah.
if they're not trusted to actually release it, why would anybody
So
pay them?
that's kind of what I'm getting at is most of the customers at that point will say, "Well, why should I even pay them anyway? Because I'm just gonna pay them, but they're not gonna give me my files back." And I'll say, "Actually, you might be surprised. There's a high chance of probability you actually will
Yeah,
get your files back if you pay." Because like you said, if it's out on the street that if you pay these ransomwares and you still don't get your files back, no one will ever pay a ransom
yeah,
again. And at that point, the business model is shot. So there's no
yeah.
point in them doing it anymore.
I mean, also well, and then you get to the sketchy part of what they do. So they are criminals, so what they
Yeah,
do
well,
at
yeah.
that point is they leave like a back door open or a rat in there
Yeah, they leave a trail that they can use to get back in.
back in like a
Yeah,
couple weeks to months, and
right.
then they just do it again.
Like, I made you watch a video when you were one of my students of, like, a sheriff's office,
Mhm.
in, like, Texas. They got hacked, like, 3 times in, like, 2 years because the hackers kept finding their
Yeah.
way back in because they never actually locked it down. They paid the
And
ransomware,
then they just never
and they let it roll for 6 to 8 months, and then they went and hacked them again because they didn't fix it properly.
didn't yeah.
They obviously thought they did, but, I mean, that was
I mean,
foolish.
I
And
don't
and
know.
because of that, that's why I'm being more vigilant with backups right now
Yeah, I would be.
with my Canvas, and I'm also still keeping those Google Classrooms alive even though I'm not using them, just in case I need to go back to them, because that could happen. Even though they
Yeah.
pay, they might re-ransom, but, usually they don't do it that
Well,
quickly.
and what are the repercussions gonna be for Canvas? Like, yeah, it's used worldwide, but are people gonna trust them
Well,
again?
so my daughter, she attends Mesa Public Schools, and for a week, they said, "We're done with Canvas." They made
Mhm.
it sound like they were gonna be done
And
for
then
the
they
whole
went
school
back.
year. Well, yeah, they ended up going back when it was announced that they had reached an agreement with the hackers, and so then they enabled it, but they actually blocked the URL to their Canvas portal.
I don't blame them, especially after the
Yeah.
whole, like, Russian Ukraine website thing with iPhones. Like,
What's that one? What are you
you don't
talking about?
remember that? We talked about that a while ago. It was if you had an iPhone and you visited, like, a website.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, like, I don't blame them for blocking that URL
Right.
because things like that can happen.
Yeah. And I heard a rumor, and I have not substantiated this, but one of my students at MCC told me that one of his friends who's going to ASU was forgiven of his final because of the Canvas hack. Like a number of classes said if you hadn't had your finals already, then we're going to assume you did great, give you 100% and no final required. I haven't been able to substantiate that, but that's
Okay.
a horrible policy if that's true.
Okay, so I'm trying to start college this December,
Yeah, too late. Yeah.
probably.
Unless they get hacked again, who knows?
Yeah,
But,
but
that just shows you the scope of how many
why couldn't
schools are affected by
why
this.
couldn't they do this when I was in school?
Well, maybe you were better now because I assume you're part of this hack and you caused it. So maybe you didn't have
Basically,
the
yeah.
skills when you were a student. Now that you're done, you're skilled up.
At a hacker level, I'm like a script kiddie.
Oh, at best.
Yeah.
No, actually, you're better than a script kiddie. You
Mm,
are. I'm not saying you're full on dev hacker, but you are.
I can DOS a network, but that's
Yeah,
about it.
you're a little beyond the typical script kiddie, I think. I
Yeah.
mean, you're not exactly
No, I'm
like,
not.
you're not Mr. Robot, but you're beyond script kiddie at this point.
Aw,
Yeah,
thank you.
yeah.
I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm not stealing anybody's credit card information, but
No, but you've advanced. You've upped your game a little bit. Now you're using AI to get there.
half the time.
Yeah, but the thing is, you know enough to how to work with the AI and how to increase the output with it, which
Oh,
is huge.
speaking of which,
Yeah,
this is actually on one of my topics. Did you see Google?
I go
They
to Google all the time.
they
Next subject.
they didn't they didn't release too many details, but it was just like a side note thing that I saw. Um, Google, like somebody found vulnerabilities and exploits using AI and tried to attack Google. Google blocked
Like
it.
Gemini, like their
They didn't
Google
release they didn't release what AI they used, but it was
uh,
like entirely hacked on through AI.
so AI was hacking
Yeah,
Google,
yeah,
not
yeah.
they were hacking Google's AI.
No,
I wonder
but
if they used Gemini to hack Google.
that would
That
be kind of
would have
funny.
been ironic. Well, I mean, if any platform has the most access, it would be Gemini.
Gemini has to be the best one for researching.
You think?
It's got Google. It can like search
Well,
Google.
yeah, and it has subsets. It has this thing called Notebook LM.
Yeah,
It's really good for when you go back to college, or not back to, but when you start college, back to school.
back to college.
Notebook LM is a pretty handy
Okay,
tool. You should look into that.
okay. Notebook LM.
Yeah,
I'll
yeah. It's
remember that.
it's it's a it's a real research AI tool that doesn't hallucinate.
It like at all.
No, because you feed it proper research materials and it pulls from that.
Oh, so it's verifying off of my research.
Yes.
Oh yeah, so it's hallucinating.
So, well, but if you feed it something,
Uh huh.
then it'll use that as fact and it won't pull in from other
Mm,
sources that
okay.
aren't verified. It's
Okay.
pretty good.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. And then one thing I did with it, I was studying to take I didn't actually end up getting around to it yet, but You know what ham radio is, right?
Yeah.
I was looking into being a ham radio operator and get my license for that.
I know a couple of them.
Yeah, yeah, and I have a friend who's one into that, and I've been starting to talk to some of those, people in that, in that circle,
Mhm.
and I thought it'd be good to get one, and I kinda got really close to it, but I just things got so busy, and then we relocated our office, and then I
Oh, so
just
this was kinda a while
it's about
ago.
a year ago.
Yeah.
But when I was studying for it and I was getting close to thinking I was gonna take it soon, I went to Notebook LM, I uploaded all the study materials that I got.
And does it, like, summarize it?
But not only does it do that, I told it to make a podcast for me, and it
Huh.
creates a two-person conversational podcast. It's conversational style like this that created two people talking about the manual and explaining it,
That's terrifying and cool.
and it sounded real. It
That's
was
yeah.
amazing.
Oh, so
Yeah.
I got a speeding ticket not too long ago. Cameras, that's not the important
Was it
part.
when you were late to the station that day?
Basically. It was not that day, though.
Oh,
I know the cameras on this route
oh, okay.
from
So
when I used to
you
attend
just
here.
do this a lot, do you?
Yeah.
Okay,
I just
well,
you just have to figure the camera routes out, and then you can go, like, 60, 65, and a 45.
or you could just figure your schedule out and then go with the normal speed limit. I got here right on
Hear me
time and
out.
I did not speed. But anyway, go
Or
ahead.
you could get an extra 5 minutes of sleep. But regardless,
I just sleep in the car. That's what I do.
we can tell.
It's a self-driving car. It's fine.
Mm. I bet you I could sleep in my car for about 5 seconds.
Yeah, well, not even that because like it's the rumbling.
Well, like,
It's like an old diesel,
I could
basically.
fall asleep. I'm just not gonna probably wake back up.
Yeah.
Um,
Neither will the people around you in the traffic. So
this is
maybe,
true.
maybe not. I don't know.
Yeah.
Just throwing that out there.
Um, oh, I just completely lost it for
Yeah,
a
you
second.
lost your train of
Yeah,
thought there.
but you know what? So I did the traffic school option.
Oh gosh,
Okay.
yeah.
Do you know what traffic school is now?
So my wife, I'm gonna expose her a little bit.
She
She
got one?
she got a red light camera one. No, no, it was a
Oh.
speeding one, but it was through an intersection. So it was green, but she still was gunning it too fast. And they
Mhm.
got her for speeding at a red light camera, which I thought was interesting.
Yeah, you know that's what those cameras do.
Well, they do red light mostly, I thought. I didn't know it also did speeding.
It kinda does red light, but I think that they mainly do it like that. They do the speed tracking on it because most people that go through a red light
Well, but it
are
also
speeding.
it also does it no, but if you're going the speed limit, but through a red, it'll still take a
Does
picture.
it?
Oh, yeah. I've seen that happen a lot. There's an intersection, at Country Club and Southern in
Oh, yeah.
Mesa.
Yep, I know exactly what you're talking
That
about.
intersection, someone's got their finger on a
Bankrolled.
super sensitive trigger there.
Yeah.
So there's a Church's Chicken on the corner.
Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking
Yeah,
about.
and sometimes I'll go and sit at the Church's Chicken with a view of that intersection. That thing is flashing like it's paparazzi at the red carpet.
Yeah,
I
no,
mean,
that
it
thing
is
I've
insane.
literally seen in this same photo, 3 people got a ticket.
Yeah, I
Like,
believe it.
same photo.
Yeah.
'Cause I that's
That intersection has gotta be a cash cow. I'm skeptical. I don't think it's about the safety. I think it's
no,
about the revenue.
that's about the revenue at
That's
that point.
that yeah, but that one, I can tell those cars are not speeding. They're just hitting the yellow too late, and they're getting dinged
To
for a
be
red light.
those yellows, though, are like a 3.3-second
That's the
yellow.
thing, they are cheating us. I swear those red lights, those come faster.
No, they do.
Yeah, those yellow periods are
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
shorter when there's a camera, and that is so nasty. That's just nasty.
Yeah.
But anyway, so traffic school. So my wife had to go to traffic school is my point I was
Yeah,
agreeing with
yeah.
you. And yeah, it was like an online class.
Mhm, that's what I did.
Yeah, same thing. Okay.
But do you know what the instructor is?
Is it an AI chatbot?
It's worse.
Okay,
It's like an
because
AI generated person
oh no.
with the most AI generated voice known to
Oh. See,
man.
when she did it a couple years ago, I think
Yes,
they hadn't done that
this was
yet.
like a year and or this was like literally like last month
Okay,
or this
okay.
month.
Yeah, so this is
It
newer.
was like the most painful experience because they don't even choose like a good AI
What
voice.
was it, like Max Headroom?
Yeah,
Do you know who Max Headroom
no,
is?
but I'm
You
assuming it's a monotone guy.
Google Max Headroom.
Right now?
Oh, have you've seen Back to the Future?
Yeah,
You know Back to the Future 2?
yeah.
When he goes to the '80s cafe, and then there's, like, the TV screens, and there's a guy who's like, "How would you like a Pepsi?" That's Max Headroom.
Okay, yeah, so it's not that guy
It
at
was it
all.
was a 1980s version of what they thought the future of AI characters would be,
Oh,
and it's
okay, I do know what you're
really
talking about.
well done.
Yeah, no, I'm talking about, like, this dude had to be the most monotone.
Oh, so that's Ben Stein.
I have no idea who that is either.
Bueller. Bueller. You ever seen Ferris Bueller's Day Off? Ah, you're killing me, Smalls.
I have seen
Ah.
that part.
Oh, you know that one.
Yeah.
Okay, the teacher in Ferris Bueller's Day Off who starts talking about the Smoot-Hawley tariffs, and the class is just falling asleep, drooling on their desks, and he does this monotone it's perfect. His name is Ben Stein, is an actor, and he played that role perfectly. He's like the quintessential worst boring lecture teacher ever from that scene.
Okay, let me put it in
So
terms.
that's the vision for people who are not as zygote-esque as you.
Let me put it in terms, that jumps across generations.
Okay.
It's almost like having you as a teacher.
So entertaining and worth every minute? Interesting, because I thought you were going the opposite direction here.
Yeah,
Yeah,
sure.
yeah.
But yeah, no, it was, like, completely AI, and it was the most monotone AI I've ever heard in my
Mm,
life. It was horrible.
that's
I
rough.
was sitting there for 4 hours just listening to him.
Yeah.
So and that's not even about that is not I refuse to believe that that is also about, safety too, because you can start the video and pause it, and the timer will continue.
I thought that
You don't have to have the video playing.
but I thought you had to get to the end of the video.
Nope.
Well, there's a
I
life
literally
hack.
started a video, paused it, and it went all the way to the end of the timer, and then I could take the test.
Huh. Well, there's a little, a
It was
glitch in the
painful,
system.
and you can also skip around in the entire video too. So, like, even if you did have to go to the end, you
Yeah.
don't have to do a full playthrough. You can just
Well, it makes sense that at least it would let you go backtrack and
see,
review
I get that
something,
one.
like, that's the idea. And so then you could jump back up to where you were when you went back,
Right.
but
What they
yeah.
should do, though, is you have to do the full watch through, then you can go back.
Or remember what I did with my videos? I would embed questions
Oh, yeah, I
as
do
you
remember
watched
that. That
it,
was
and
horrible.
you couldn't skip around.
Yeah.
Now
And
and I have that technology years ago in my classroom. The government can't figure this out? I'm
no.
just saying.
Well, have you the government's running off of XP still.
Yeah, probably.
Okay, so wait,
Alright.
so what frustrating problem have you had that you fixed this week?
Well, so that was one of them,
The
the Canvas thing.
yeah, the Canvas
Right.
thing.
So here's another one that I had. Um, my son was gonna go with a youth group to do, fishing out of the canals. Apparently that's a thing,
Okay.
but you have to get a fishing license.
Yeah.
And in order to get that fishing license, you have to pay it's not that bad
It's like
for it's
yeah, it's
$5
5
for
bucks
his
for a
age.
minor,
Yeah,
right?
right. So I was like, "All right, I'll give him a 5. I'll pay for it, whatever." So the website,
Oh my god, I've
hot
done this. I've done
garbage,
this.
right? So I originally registered him under, like, an account I made for him, under my domain,
Yeah.
and I tried to create the account, and it says I need to, verify the email. Well, so the email didn't come for a while, but then finally it came. I click on it, and the link says when I click on the link and it takes me to the page, this link was no longer valid.
Mhm.
And so I thought, well, maybe because I clicked twice or I wasn't patient enough, so I like waited like 15 minutes, knew the other ones were all expired, went through the process again, brand new email. I knew
Same
it was the
thing.
right one, still didn't work. So I'm like, well, what are my other options? I mean, I tried everything. I tried the reset password thing. I tried to call the number. The number didn't work for tech support.
Mhm.
I tried everything. Finally, I just said, you know what? Screw it. I went to my son and said, use another email, like use a school email
And it
address or
worked.
something else. And then it worked.
Yeah.
Like, what the heck is wrong with that website? Oh,
Yeah, I had to do that in the middle of it in Jack in the Box.
okay.
It was my last day of being 17,
You
and me
wanted
and
a jackfish fillet?
no, so it's, like, in the morning because 'cause we're going fishing later,
Yeah.
and so it's I'm turning 18 the next day, so it's, like, a waste of $5 because with that license, as soon as you turn 18, you have to buy a new one.
Oh,
So it
I
was
assumed it would last you longer if you bought it at 17, it would
no,
last you the first
mm-mm,
year of your adulthood. Oh,
mm-mm.
that's a bummer.
So I it was like a waste of $5, but it's $5, who cares?
Yeah, right, exactly.
So, in the middle of a Jack in the Box, or, like, the drive-through, I was doing this at, like, 8 in the morning, half asleep, and it was the most horrible thing ever, and I have to do it if I wanna go fishing again.
Yep, yep. See, so that's another one. I resolved it oddly by just using a different email
Yeah, they
address.
do not mess with custom
Not
domains.
a good enough solution. Here's another one this past week. It's been driving me friggin' nuts. So my phone number, my business phone number,
Yeah.
somehow got into the hot list of some scammers because I am getting spam calls, and I am not exaggerating, 15 minutes apart.
That's a
So
problem.
far today,
I was gonna say, was that the watch hood that you just got?
I got 2 of them since we've been recording today so far. So far today, I have had 43 3 spam calls just today.
That's a major problem. Are they
Really
all from
bad,
different numbers?
mostly. Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's bad. And some of them I'll even so I'm trying to figure out what's the best way to knock this thing down. And the problem is it's my business line.
Yeah, because
So
you can't just change the number
well,
really.
that and sometimes I have to answer it because it might be an actual client who's just
Yeah.
not in my address book or someone I need to talk to, right? So a couple times I'll answer it just thinking, we'll see, and I have the time, and I won't say hello.
Yeah, because they can use the AI thing
Right,
to.
they wait to hear someone else say hello, and then the recording starts.
Mhm.
So I'll stop. I'll just answer it and sit there quietly. And if no one says anything for 10 to 15 seconds, the
Hang up.
system hang
Yeah.
ups. So it automatically
Yeah.
hang up on you. So, yeah, it's getting really bad. So I've turned on and so I've gotten to the point where now I'm actually going through and reporting it as hoping that'll quell it, but
Yeah.
I just started really doing that in earnest today. And, I also just today now turned on filtering, call
Yeah.
filtering. But the problem is I've only had it on for like 3 hours, and I don't think it's helped at all. If anything, it might have actually made it worse.
Because yeah.
Because with call filtering, the phone answers on the back end without me
Mhm.
actually answering it. The phone
And
answers
then it
and
gives
says,
the.
"Hello, please leave your
Yeah.
message and the reason for calling, and I'll connect you." And then the recording on the other side gets triggered.
Yeah.
And the good thing and so it still rings through because it's a reply,
Yeah.
and so it still rings through to me. So it's not actually stopping anything from ringing through. It only will stop a real person if they give up. It won't stop an automated system.
Yeah.
The only benefit
Problem.
is it shows on my phone
What it is.
the script that's being read, and it's
Yeah.
been the same script for the last 3 hours. So I can just, with confidence now send it to spam and not have to guess if it's spam. So I'm still
That's
not would say that one's not resolved.
yeah, that's a problem.
It's gotten I mean, I've never had this problem before,
Yeah.
and I don't know how I think someone put my number in some spam list
You know
somewhere.
what's
I have
funny?
no idea how it got out, but
At my work, my tech job, we've had the same, not number, but the same, like, like, name
mhm.
calling us for 3 weeks now, once a day.
Hmm,
You answer the phone, give them the script when you pick up because
yeah.
we're a business, and then nothing.
Ah,
No AI, nothing for, like, 5 seconds, then it hangs up, and it's
yeah,
once a day,
yeah.
every day, and I'm
It's some sort of well, and the other thing I've noticed is with some of these, if you answer the spam call, even if you sit there quietly, you'll hear a brief second of, like, a hold music, then you hear a click, and then you hear a lot of chatter in the background, and then you get the person. It's a call center
yeah,
that when you answered, it connected them, and if you wait long enough, it'll connect, but if you hang up fast enough, it doesn't finish the connection.
yeah.
That's another one that I've been getting. Ah, this thing is so that's one, and then I'll give you my last not my last thing, but one of the last things because 'cause I've had a lot of things annoy me lately, but like, I'm very patient with tech usually, but I'm
Yeah.
telling you, this has just been a week that I just don't have patience for
Well,
tech.
you also have to be patient with tech because when you were
Yeah.
getting into it, they were still using, floppy disks
I had to
and
be, but I guess I've gotten so good at tech and have it working for me so well that I've kind of gotten to the point that I don't expect that to happen to me as much anymore.
were you like me where you're kind of impatient on it?
Well, I haven't needed to be terribly patient because 'cause I've had everything locked down so well for so long that
Mhm.
all these things happening this week, and I can't fix this call thing yet,
Yeah, no, that
right?
one's annoying because
The
there's nothing you can
Yeah,
really
the
do.
website I didn't get fixed, I just kinda gave up and tried a different email address. Fortunately, I have a lot of email addresses to pick from.
I was gonna say custom
So,
domain almost breaks with
yeah,
everything.
so I've got a lot of options there. But, like, okay, so here's the next one. Maybe this one's nitpicky, I don't know. This one involves my family. So I don't like it when I'm not home and my kids wanna go watch TV in my bedroom. We have a family room TV.
Don't you have a theater room?
Yeah, yeah. So I'm like, why are you going into my bedroom to watch
I
TV
would
after
go
school?"
in the theater room every single
Well, I'm
time.
like, "Why I don't want the kids hanging out on my bed after school, just fresh off the playground with sand and everything and hanging out on my bed watching TV." I'm like, "No, I don't want this." And I can't my youngest especially doesn't care or what I'm
Wait.
not she's just and I thought, I'm not there to stop her. My wife doesn't seem to care. So she's like, whatever. So I've been thinking about how am I going to solve this problem? So I figured it out this morning.
Electronic lock that you can unlock remotely or what?
Kind of, yeah.
Okay.
But I looked into it and like the TV doesn't have a time sensitive lock. And I don't want to have something that's a hassle for me.
Yeah, because that's like a whole thing.
I don't wanna have to remember to set this thing when I leave and then undo it when I come back.
Mhm,
So, my kids are always gonna do it between 2 and 5 PM when they get out of school, but
mhm.
before,
You
dinner-ish
got this
time.
scheduled down.
So, I know when they're gonna be there, when that might happen, right?
Mhm.
And for a couple days, I was, like, hiding the remote just to reduce that, but that hasn't,
They just use the switch on the back of
well,
the
no, it's
TV?
just I'll forget. But here's what
Oh.
I've done now. I rewired the TV to a smart plug.
Oh,
So now every day at 2,
it shuts
I
off?
have an automation that cuts power to the TV and it restores power at 5 PM. Problem
So,
solved.
what happens if your kids just unplug that and plug it in?
If they figure that out, I'm not worried about it.
Wow!
Yeah.
Shade thrown or what?
No, I think I got him on this one. I do. I think I got him.
Okay, okay.
So, problem solved on that one, but I had to go through, and this is another frustration I had. I had a couple spare smart plugs that I
Mhm.
wasn't using.
Oh,
So I
yeah.
was like, "Well, I'm gonna use these." The first one I bust out was Wemo.
Okay.
You heard of Wemo? Not
I've heard
Waymo,
of
but
no, yeah, I've heard of
Wemo.
Wemo.
Did you know that Wemo stopped support January
Did
2026?
not.
I didn't either until this morning. So I'm trying to get this plug to work, and I'm like, "Why isn't this working? I know I've had it working before." And then I'm like, I tried to pair it with, like, my Amazon account or, like, my smart things through
Yeah.
I have a bunch of different. I tried, Apple HomeKit.
Mhm,
None of it was working. I'm like, "Well, I guess it's Wemo. I should just attach it."
mhm.
I have the Wemo app already. So I open up the Wemo app and I can't sign in. I'm like, "Why am I," and I check my password and it's not wrong and I can't get anything reset. And then I Google it and sure enough, Wemo died in January of this year.
That sounds like a that's the worst when you find out that, like, it's
Yeah.
no fault of your own.
And this is a real problem. Have you had smart home products die on you
I
support-wise?
don't use them ever.
Ugh.
I've never used smart home products.
So, my side hustle does deal with
Yeah,
that
yeah,
a
yeah.
lot, right? This is not the first time I've dealt with this, and I'm getting so fed up with it. So, do you remember Insteon? You ever heard of Insteon?
No.
Insteon was one of the OGs. They were doing it long before Samsung Smart
Okay.
Things and a lot of these other ones. They were around for a while. They were using all these cool technologies, and I've done a few houses on Insteon, like full houses, like the bigger houses would want these. These were more premium
Yeah,
type
yeah.
products. And one day out of the blue, they just unplugged the server, gone.
Aw.
And your light switches, a lot of them, like, especially, like, if they had the one thing that made this cool is instead of just having an on and off switch,
Yeah.
which was some of the products they had ones with, like, multi-button ones you could program. So you could do,
That's
like, a
sick.
fan high, medium, low,
Mhm.
you could have a whole scene launched where you could have, like, a keypad,
Yeah, yeah.
basically. Well, now the basic light switches still functioned for most people, but not everybody. But those multifunction ones,
See,
dead.
I
The
wish
whole house.
when companies did stuff like that, I almost wish, like, they would release it where you can host your own server.
So a couple years, about a year, maybe a year to year and a half after that happened, some people took it upon
They
themselves and
did an open source
homebrewed.
one, yep.
They homebrewed an open source replacement server, and since the old Insteon server was no longer in use, they actually were able to get it redirected there. So
Ah.
they actually kind of brought that one back, but all my customers, I had to fix them long before that got fixed.
Yeah.
And then there was Wink. You ever heard of Wink?
I think once, but I don't know what they do really.
Wink was another smart home product like Samsung Smart Things or some of these other ones,
Yeah.
and they did the same thing. Well, they didn't quite go the same way. They were free, and then they had this very steep subscription
Oh.
model. I don't even know if they still exist or if they also went out because once they started charging a little higher than I was willing to pay when there's all these other alternatives, I was like, "Well, I guess I'm converting all my installed Wink products over." Some of them could install over and some couldn't. So, yeah, I was frustrated that the plug thing.
That makes sense, yeah.
Yeah, but I hopefully the TV thing is resolved. We'll
Okay,
see.
okay.
Yeah, and
So
I like how it's subtle. I don't have to say anything. I don't have to yell at them. And then likewise, my family keeps leaving the friggin' lights on when they leave the house. Driving me nuts.
yeah, that's also a problem.
All day, every day.
You should see about getting, like, motion sensors.
Well, I do have those.
So when they don't detect well, I mean, that is annoying because then if you're just, like, sitting on
Right.
the couch
So instead, what I figured is the last person to leave the house for the day is gonna be gone by 8:50 at the latest. So every day at
those
8:50,
are early
everything just gets turned
birds.
off. Well, because school starts at 9 at the latest for everybody.
8:50. You live 10 minutes from school? Or that's crazy.
Well, you no, no, I'm just saying that's the latest.
Oh, okay,
They've
okay.
always left at least by then,
Oh, okay, okay,
right?
okay, okay. I'm getting what you're saying. I was gonna say, like,
Yeah,
that
that's
must
not
be nice.
the time they leave, it's by then I'm guaranteed no one's gonna
Like,
be
no one's
home
gonna be okay,
to turn a light back on.
okay. I'm so
Yeah,
jealous. I've lived at least 25
yeah.
minutes away from every single
So I
school I've
had to
ever
set
been
up
to.
another routine to make sure that everything gets turned off at 8:50 on weekdays, and you know what? Summer's coming. Kids will be home during the day. I don't care. I'm leaving it on. I'm leaving the
Yeah, get
automation.
ready for that AC bill.
Well, yeah, there's that too. But, I'm leaving that on because I'm like, "You know what? If you guys could be responsible to turn the lights off on your own, I wouldn't have that automation.
Yeah,
I'm leaving it set. You can turn them back on if you need them back on
fair enough.
because I'm done. I'm done." Anyway, those are my frustrations.
I've had mainly mine has been more like, I don't know. So you know how you can't really tell somebody that it's their fault?
Yes, with customers, you have to be careful. Although,
Like, you can, but you can't.
yeah, okay, that actually makes sense even though it doesn't.
Like like, you can explain what they did wrong, but you can't pin it all on them in a way.
Yeah, like you can educate them that this got in because this action had
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
happened
but you can't be like
and let them draw the conclusion that they caused that action.
yeah.
Yes. That's yeah,
So
it's a fine art.
so I'm working on a computer, and what this person wants to do is
Oh,
move
good, a spam call's coming in. Should
oh,
I
yeah?
answer it?
What this person wants to do is move all the data from one computer over to another. We
Oh,
do that all the
data
time.
transfer? Simple,
Yeah,
yeah.
we do that all the time, no problem.
Mhm, mhm.
So, but the other thing is they're missing like they tried to do it using a data transfer cable. Not a good idea because it's like one of those things where you plug it in and it does it all on its own.
Yeah,
The problem is those things aren't really that smart, especially with cloud stuff.
yeah.
So when they did that, it broke a lot of their like Microsoft Office sheets, the info on them.
Really?
Yeah.
That's weird. It shouldn't
I think it's
either
stored
the files copy or they don't,
so
typically. That's really weird that it would
yeah,
get
it
corrupted.
messed with the information in there.
It
So
corrupted the file.
mhm.
Oh,
So
that's
it didn't corrupt it necessarily, it just deleted like 90% of it.
well, that's corruption, but okay.
Yeah, well, it's still like you can open it still, but it's
Yeah.
just like you see like not 90% of it.
I've never heard of that
Yeah,
happening.
but so what you can
That's
do
weird.
in like with Microsoft products, as long as they're backed up to the cloud, you can roll it back.
Yeah, right.
So so I'm thinking, because when you transfer from one device to another, you have to log them back into stuff.
Yeah.
So when she comes in and she's telling me she wants to do all this, I'm like, great. Do you know your password?
No. No, they don't.
Not only does the password not work, the phone number is somehow broken. Like it's the right phone number, but when you try to use that method, Microsoft tells you something's not right and it will not send a code.
I've had that problem with VoIP numbers.
Mm,
It might be a VoIP number or something.
maybe. Then the Authenticator app,
Mhm.
Microsoft Authenticator was the third option.
Right.
And guess what?
New phone.
Uninstalled it and it logged her
No.
out of her
Oh,
Authenticator app
no.
and none of the passkeys worked.
Oh gosh.
And so I was hoping, because you know how sometimes Microsoft will lock you out for 24 hours and then you can try another password? Oh, tried too many attempts.
Oh.
So
Oh.
I don't know if you've ever had to do this, but the password reset, you basically just go through. Luckily, I had access to her email.
Okay. So email is always a
Well,
valid way
no,
to
it
get
wasn't a
through.
2FA. It wasn't set up for 2FA.
Oh.
So, but what you can do is using
You mean TFA. There's no such thing as 2FA.
TFA. Yeah, you're right. uh, but what you can do is you can reset using like, hey, I sent emails to this, this, and this.
Yeah.
This is the subject line, all that. So I was able to get it done that way. But it's just like every single password that was needed
That is so
was not
frustrating.
there.
See, that stuff frustrates the living crud out of me.
It's that, and then also the computer that we were working on was BitLockered, and I needed to pull drivers off of it before doing
Ugh.
like, all of that
Jeez.
stuff. So, it was a pain, but it's getting
But you
finished.
got through it.
I did. I had another one of those where I honestly have no idea how I pulled this one off. His computer this was another one. His computer was, like, Basically, I've never seen this in my life, but do you know what a Windows.old folder is?
Yes.
Okay. He
Well,
had
explain it though,
okay.
because not
So
everyone listening
so
does.
basically when you do an update, a Windows.old folder will store like certain files and things like that in
Well,
it.
it's an upgrade,
Yeah,
not an
yeah.
update.
Or an upgrade, yeah.
Yeah.
Um, it'll store like settings and other stuff like that so that it gets carried over to the new version that you're going to.
Right, and then you that way, if you need to roll back,
Yeah.
Windows knows because this is not like updating for like a patch to Windows 11. It's
No,
like
no.
going from 10 to
Yeah.
11. Yeah.
Never seen this in my life. He had 2 Windows.old folders.
So did he go from 8 to 10 to
No, it
11?
was a 10. He doesn't even know.
Huh.
Like, that was the thing. So, we didn't know what caused it.
Yeah.
It just came in broken.
Huh.
And so, as we're
That's weird.
looking through the files, because you can read the drive, it just doesn't boot to anything.
Mhm.
There's a Windows.old, a Windows.old.000, and a Windows folder.
I wonder if maybe he had copied from another drive from like copied files from another computer to this one and then copied the .old file folder over
Maybe
during like some old transfer, and then when he did an upgrade, there was already a Windows .old, so
it
it
was
added the 001 to a secondary folder.
I have no idea. I've never seen something so broken in my life. Like,
Yeah,
this Windows install was broken because like, the Windows folder itself was not structured right at all.
yeah, that's weird.
So he was logged out of everything, so I had to dig through old, like, registry keys to
Oh,
try and find his
that's the worst when you have to dig through registry keys. That
yeah.
is like that's hacker territory
Yeah, so I had to
almost.
dig through registry keys to find what email it was signed into.
Okay, wow,
Then, that email he no longer had access to,
of course.
and his phone number was the wrong one.
Are people getting new emails and addresses every 6 months? Like, what's going on
I have
here? I don't get it.
and so I ended up
Oh,
getting somehow, some way, I ended up getting into um, his email on a different computer, like,
okay.
one of our machines. I was able to get into it on an incognito tab so that it wouldn't save anything.
Yeah, but to help him out, he
Yeah,
was
so
yeah.
then we were able to get the password fixed because that he didn't know that either. So then I was able to get him logged back in on his computer. The OneDrive for some reason was having a problem connecting. So then I had to go through login with accounts, then log into OneDrive.
Oh my
Ended
gosh.
up getting all of his stuff back, but it was like the biggest pain ever. And these 2 cases were like a week or 2 apart.
So, it's something in the air that's causing all this extra tech frustration, I
Yeah.
guess. I don't know what it
And
is.
probably the most
Something.
recent cool fix I did was so we have this case. Computer came in, drivers are right, OEM drivers,
Mhm.
lights on the Ethernet port when you plug it in will not connect to Wi-Fi or Ethernet, will not even see them.
Even though the lights are
Yeah,
blinking,
and you can
activity lights?
mhm, and you can see it. So, we ran it through a full process of
Did you re-enable TCP/IP
mhm. No, it was
v4?
already activated.
Oh, okay.
So, I went through services, like, half the services were disabled for networking for some reason.
Okay, well, there you go. That's
So,
the
I tried to turn the
majority of
services
that.
on. Permissions error.
Ah,
I was like, "That's weird because we did do a data transfer over from one to another, but that doesn't cause those issues."
it
And when
shouldn't.
it left the store, it was working,
Yeah.
like, fine. So, I'm thinking, "This is interesting. Not see this every day."
Yeah.
So, I ended up digging through the registry on this one to see what's going on with it. Unknown user, permission errors, permission errors, permission errors. An unknown user isn't
That
even
sounds hackish, like
kind of.
like a compromised computer, some sort of virus worm,
So,
something.
kinda. Ghost users can transfer over with the data transfer we had to do with her because it was, like, a broken install that we had to do. Basically, it
Yeah,
just pulled data off of, like, documents and stuff.
yeah,
So that can happen with ghost users, so it's not the craziest thing to see,
yeah, but not so much in
but,
the registry.
yeah, it was super weird to just see all that stuff. So, the fix we did, it's still being worked on, like, we're still working on it because it's having some other problems too. Um, but the fix I did was we have an app in there that goes through a bunch of different Windows installs or, like, Windows fixes,
Mhm.
like, it'll run a whole thing on its own. The problem with that is 9 out of 10 times it'll break more than it fixes because it runs, like, through everything.
Mm.
So what I did was I just ticked the fix registry permissions or, like, reset them. After that, Wi-Fi, you can see networks again.
Nice.
You can see it connects to Ethernet, like, it works now.
There was a time when I struggled through stuff like that, and when I got through it, I was like, "Ah," but, lately, I'm just so frustrated that I had to go through it that even after I'm done,
Um,
I'm like, I'm glad it's fixed, but it almost wasn't worth it. I'm so frustrated having to have gone through it.
n no, I'm the
Oh,
okay, the registry one, like, that was a cool fix, I've never done that before, so that one was
yeah.
sick. The other 2, with the passwords and stuff,
Yeah. That's just so
I
annoying.
deal with passwords, like, a password not knowing your password at least once a day,
Yeah. Yeah.
where basically I'm going through walking people through password resets. It's
That
like the
that
worst
is
thing.
the bane of an IT person's existence is people are bad at password management.
And
Horrible at password management.
the worst part is when they know absolutely nothing about their Microsoft account. They don't know their PIN.
Or they think their PIN is their password.
I've had that one a
That
lot.
happens all the time because that's
Yeah.
the one they type in every day, and so now they start thinking that was their password.
Mhm.
"Well, I type in every day." "No, you're typing in a PIN." "Well, that PIN is my password." "Actually, no."
Yeah.
And that's a whole thing that I always have to explain.
Yeah.
Ugh.
The worst part is too when the computer's BitLockered and they don't know a single piece of information.
Yeah, because it's encrypted. That's what BitLocker is for
Yeah,
anyone
yeah, yeah.
who's listening.
And
That's
so you
really good encryption. People like to rail on Microsoft for not being secure.
BitLocker is like, you're
Bit
not getting through that.
BitLocker is, fireproof. It is so
Our
unbeatable.
yeah, like, we will sometimes do data recovery, and we cannot if something's BitLockered,
Yeah.
you're not getting past it. Like, I don't think
No.
any lab on Earth besides maybe Microsoft can.
I don't even think they can. I mean, they made
Maybe on
something
a back end, but
if they coded a back end into it, but I'm not even sure if there is a back
I
end.
don't
Like, I don't know
probably
if there's,
not.
like, a secret back door. Otherwise, not even Microsoft. I mean, it is good encryption.
It is yeah,
Solid.
it is very solid. And, like, since I've been studying Security Plus and all that, it is kinda crazy how, like, Face ID and all that works too
Yeah.
with, like, secure enclaves and all that and how
Yeah,
it
and,
has
like,
its own, like
store stuff on the TPM chip,
mhm.
and Apple has their separate secure enclave,
Y
processor
yeah, 'cause
chips they always talk
it's like
about.
a separate
Yeah.
processor for just that.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
it's a whole separate chip. It has
Mhm.
its and so if someone compromises the system, they still can't get into the
Yeah,
enclave.
yeah.
It's pretty smart.
But it's pretty crazy how that stuff works, but it's
Yeah.
like, I've had a lot of those problems recently.
That's been one of my biggest frustrations with users is the password thing. So, here's a good one for people of all levels of tech. What do you recommend for password management?
Okay,
Notebooks? Post-its by the monitor?
so so one thing you should never do, don't ever put an Excel sheet with your passwords in it.
That's the first place any hacker will look.
And the worst part is I see it, like, once a week, I'll see it in Excel sheet labeled passwords.
Yeah.
At least if you're gonna do it, name it something other
And
than
it's, like, on
passwords.
your desktop or somewhere
It
super
is.
obvious.
But it's, like,
It's
the worst.
yeah.
That's the worst thing ever.
And I've sat down on customers' computers, and I mean, I'm trying not to,
Mm.
and that's the thing is when you're in this line of work, you're busy with stuff all day, every day. You don't have time, even if you wanted to go through everyone's personal files. Like, we're not doing that as
Yeah.
technicians, and we're very morally bound. We're
Yeah,
very
I mean,
cognizant of that.
and, like, even I had to get a background check, like, there
Right.
is checks you have to
Yeah,
do.
and there's other people working with you. So, like, there's people that would notice if you were going rogue. So, I mean, it's not a problem, but sometimes customers make it really hard for you to not accidentally stumble into their private stuff.
Yeah, and
Like,
it's
they'll put that passwords folder or file right there on the desktop, and then if you say, "Hey, I need access to this thing," they'll say, "Oh, just open that up and get the password from there." And you're like, "I don't really wanna do I don't wanna do that. I don't wanna be sifting in through your stuff."
yeah, and, like, if you go in a browser, it is stupid easy to pull all of the emails, passwords, things like that from Edge, Micro or Google, all of
Once
this
you're
once
in.
you're logged in, yeah.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
typically all you need is the PIN, and
Yeah.
that's really not that hard to get.
No.
If somebody you can easily fish that out of someone if you really wanted to.
Yeah, you can fool people into giving to you or, and it makes sense that a lot of customers trust us. We've developed that relationship, we've built up that trust, and I think for the most part, we've earned it,
Yeah,
right? But because of that, sometimes customers will tell you
too
too
much.
much,
Yeah. Yeah.
and it's like, "I don't wanna know your full Social Security number, like,
Mhm.
don't tell me. You type it in," I try to avoid even being privy to that knowledge
Yeah.
just because things
Mhm.
can
I
happen,
try to know as little as possible. I really don't wanna know.
Yeah,
Plus, you really don't wanna go digging through someone's computer.
no, and I mean,
I accidentally stumble across way too much.
I have too,
It
and if it's not something illegal, or
well, yeah.
nefarious, then, I mean, I could just, as quickly as I can, shut that browser window or whatever, or look the other way and just move on and just, you know what, it's not a big
The
deal. But
worst is when you gotta look them in the face afterwards. That's the worst part.
I've heard someone say there are two people in life that you should never frustrate or upset. It's the guy who does your taxes and your IT person.
Yeah, I would say that's
Those are the
fair.
two people because they're the two that can bring your life down to its
Yeah.
knees, like those are the two.
I would definitely say that's fair, but
Yeah.
yeah, it's pretty rough when I've had some people ask me to do some crazy stuff
Mm.
for them.
Yeah.
Like,
And you have to be like, "Nope, can't do that." When I've had customers who have asked me to get them, like, pirated copies of Office and
"Oh,
stuff,
yeah, no,
and
can't
I'll
do
just
that."
tell them, I say, "You know what? It's not that I couldn't, but I won't."
Yeah.
And I'll say, "Look, this is a," and especially if it's a business customer, I'm like, "Look, this is a business. That's a business expense.
Well,
Just get the legitimate thing."
okay, so you know the legality of this, and I need to ask you this question, actually. So, I saw a listing for, like, an actual business
Yeah.
advertising, "Your machine won't go to Windows 11 because Microsoft says it can't. We'll get it on there." Is that illegal? That's gotta be, right?
I don't know. It depends on how they do it.
If they're using, like, Ventoy or Rufus, that's gotta be illegal because 'cause
I
you're
don't
bypassing.
if it's still licensed, is it still illegal?
I would say so.
I don't know if it is. I'd say I'm not a lawyer, so I can't say for
Well, yeah.
sure with any, like, legal authority, but if it doesn't say anything in the terms and conditions of Microsoft that you can't install this on one that doesn't have the published minimum specs, then is it illegal? If it's legally licensed and you're not violating the terms of
But
use.
you might be. I don't know. I would have to read through those terms of service. They're
Yeah, yeah,
485 pages,
if you read through the TOCs, the terms and conditions, like it's TACs, right? I
right?
always say
Terms
TOC.
no, I always say
Terms or conditions?
TOS.
Yeah, I always say
Ter
terms of
Yeah,
service.
terms of service.
So if you read through that and you don't see anything that says you can't do
I
that,
mean, I guess.
is it?
It's kinda shady, though, because
It's a gray area. I'll give you that.
yeah, well, jumping to Windows 11
Yeah.
too on an unsupported system
Now, like,
causes problems.
outside of work, if a if my nephew comes up to
Oh,
me
yeah.
and he says, "Hey, I've got this computer. It's like a 7th gen Intel. It's really in good shape, but it won't let me upgrade to Windows because it's an older CPU." I could help him out with that on, just between me and him or
Yeah,
whatever.
but,
Like,
like, I
that's
don't know if you
different.
can do okay, so that's different because that's more of a, like
But as a business, yeah,
that's what I'm saying
that's
because 'cause you're taking money for that.
yeah,
So I
yeah.
don't know if that's illegal or not or
I mean, it's kinda like jailbreaking iPhones.
yeah,
They went to the Supreme Court and they found that jailbreaking an iPhone is legal
because it's
if
your
it's
device.
your phone.
Yeah,
But I've never seen a business, above board business, that will advertise that they'll jailbreak your iPhone for you
yeah,
because it's not their phone. And if
yeah.
they jailbreak it for you, can they
That's what I'm
still?
saying.
So that's one of those gray areas that, and I've never seen a business advertise it.
Yeah.
I've seen some shady businesses unofficially advertise it, but not like, so I mean, this sounds like what you saw was one of those deals.
I I don't know, it's actually like a public ad though, it wasn't like
Yeah?
it was like a public ad.
I assume they mean that they know what they're
I
doing.
mean, like, it's a gray area,
Yeah.
but I'd
But you know what my advice is if you're in that
enroll a vendor
situation?
support.
Well,
It's free.
that only gets you
I know,
another
but it's
6 months.
free
At
for
at this point, I think it's
5
only
months.
for the rest of 2026, isn't it?
October,
Okay, yeah, so
5 months.
yeah. So at that point, I hate to say this, but you got 2 choices. Bite the bullet and upgrade your hardware
Mhm.
or switch to Linux.
Honestly, with Linux support is getting really good.
Linux has gotten better, it's
I would
gotten more
just
user friendly, but getting the install done, you're still, unless you're a tech person, you're
yeah.
gonna need help getting it there
I
and restoring your files onto it and getting started.
yeah, I feel more comfortable installing Linux for somebody than I would, like,
Doing
upgrading their machine when it's not supposed to be.
Yeah. See, I don't know, I could go either way. Well, okay, in a work position, 100% Linux, or let's get you some upgraded hardware.
Like,
And it
on a
doesn't have to be,
personal
and
level.
I don't think it has to be new hardware. I mean, you
No,
can go all the way back to what's called an 8th gen
which is,
Intel.
like, 7 years old.
Yeah, I mean, you can get 7-year-old hardware that's still gonna run Windows 11. It's not like it's that recent brand new hardware.
Yeah.
It's recent enough. Yeah, you can buy used, good shape equipment that'll run Windows 11. Just find a used computer shop or something. It's worth it.
Yeah, I mean, there's also I mean, if you wanna if you're just doing, like, internet browsing, you really don't need that expensive of a computer.
Go get a Chromebook.
Yeah.
That's what I did for my dad. I got tired of him getting viruses. Got him a Chromebook, haven't had problems since. Well, he's had some user interface problems, like he'll minimize a window and not figure out how to unminimize it kind of things
How
and
do
just
you
weird
remote
stuff.
into that?
I don't, but he lives really close to me. I just come over. It's not a big
Oh.
deal. If it was a regular customer, I'd figure out something else.
Can you use RustDesk
For
on
for a Chromebook?
Yeah,
I have no idea.
I
I've
don't know.
never tried. I've not seen any documentation on their website about it.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I will say, I don't know if I'm a fan or not a fan of their account thing.
Of Rustdesk?
Their account You have to create an account now to remote into anything. Like, I get why. They did it for security.
Yeah, because
Scammers
hackers and
would use it, yeah.
scammers would use it, but I don't think you have to if you're using your own
Which,
server.
by the way, props to those people.
What do you mean?
Have you I mean, okay, like, I guess they could just send the file, tell you to click on this and download it,
Right.
but, like, if they just sent a link to the GitHub page for RustDesk, props to them for being able to get a person to install that. It's not the hardest install ever, it's pretty easy. Have you ever tried I mean,
Well,
I know you have, but
you can
walking
send
somebody that's
yeah,
tech
you
illiterate
just need to send someone a link to the exe file on their
Well,
website. You
yeah.
don't have to use GitHub and all that
I know you don't have to,
craziness.
but if you just look up RustDesk download, it takes you straight to their GitHub, and
Well,
I guarantee you some scammer's done at least that once.
yeah, yeah, sure.
So props to that dude.
But that's not hard. I've seen people climb through more difficult hoops to actually give the hackers access. It's crazy what people will do
It's 'cause they think it's tech support.
when they think it's legit. They'll go to much further extents than you might think. And if it's hard enough, they might start catching on. But Rustdesk is an easy enough install. It's very easy for a hacker to implement, which is why
Yeah.
they now have the account. But I think if you host your own Rustdesk server, I don't think you need to be signed in.
I don't think so, I just haven't gotten around to it.
It's only if you're using their servers.
I've been too lazy to set it up yet.
Well, now that I've got mine up and running,
Is it nice?
yeah. Oh, and here's another tech problem that I solved in the last week. I tell you, this has been a tech week hell for me. So, for whatever reason, my Rustdesk server would sometimes just like freeze up or whatever.
Okay.
It's on a Raspberry Pi.
Okay.
It's not an operating system that has a lot going on.
Yeah.
It literally is
It's
only
only for
doing
the verification.
the only thing it's doing is hosting my Rustdesk server.
Yeah.
Very simple, very minimal. I set it up really well, but it would just like freeze up once in a while. So I went in and I used a feature called cron tab, which I think you hopefully should remember.
Oh, okay, yeah, I do.
Cron?
I thought you were talking about an app, not a command, yeah.
Yeah, well,
I mean, I know it's kinda both, but
it's a service that
yeah.
runs on Linux-based systems,
Yeah, I
and
know
actually
what that
Macs have
is.
it too.
Yeah.
And so cron is a times service where you
Yeah, it's like
can
task scheduler,
it's like
but
task
Linux,
scheduler, but for Linux
and
level.
just
Yeah.
5 times more confusing.
Right. And so I was like, well, I'm just gonna put I'm gonna go into my cron tab, which is the
Yeah.
table of events, and I'm just gonna tell it to reboot like at 2 AM every day just to clear
That
that
fixed
out.
it?
And that fixed it.
Huh.
But here's the other thing. You have to do a sudo command
Yeah,
for the reboot.
'cause, yeah, it's affecting all users.
Right. Well, guess what happens when you run a sudo command?
It asks for a password.
And if I'm not there at 2 AM to give it the password,
I mean, you can probably just there's gotta be a way around that.
there is. I didn't know this until I fixed this. This is a really cool, like, thing that I did not know.
Calling on it as an elevated command or what?
No, because you still have to type in
Well,
sudo.
yeah.
There is a secondary cron tab
Uh-huh.
for
Oh, I know what you're talking
for
about.
admin.
Uh-huh, I've done this once before.
Yeah. So if you do sudo cron tab,
Mhm,
you are now going so you have to type in the password to edit that cron tab,
mhm,
but any command in that cron tab runs automatically
mhm.
with sudo permissions implied.
Yeah.
So I was able to put the reboot command in that cron tab, removed it out of my user's cron tab, and now it works like a charm, and I've never had my Rustdesk server not online ever
You
since
know,
then.
I might actually implement something like that for mine,
Genius.
'cause I have my NAS,
Mhm.
something's wrong with the CPU. It's like one of its idle states will just, like, freeze it,
Oh, that's
like
weird.
kernel panic, like, it's bad. It's not RAM because 'cause I've tested all of them.
Yeah.
It might be something going on with, like, the QVL or something, I don't know. But honestly, like, once you just reboot it, it fixes it.
Get a firmware update, yo.
The firmware's all up to date. Well, okay, do you know what this NAS is made out of?
Oh, this is like a true NAS that you homemade, right?
Yeah.
Okay, that's why.
This thing
This
is
isn't a
like
store-bought one.
no, this is
Okay,
like
okay.
duct tape together. hopes and
Yeah, you
dreams.
built this out of, like, old leftover parts from class,
Yeah.
right? Okay, I know
So
about this one.
I
Never mind.
built it out of the crate of old hard drives that we had.
Yeah, yeah,
The because we when we moved, we got rid of all that.
yeah,
They told
yeah.
me to get rid of it. So the old server case we had,
Yeah, it was just an empty case.
yeah, which
Yeah,
is the front IO doesn't even work on it. It's
it
out the
was
back is 2 wires so you can tap them together and jump
yeah,
it.
it was scrap.
Um, let's see what else we got. We got a motherboard I bought off of eBay and bent the pins back in.
Oh, that's a nightmare.
Um, a CPU that didn't get thrown across the room. That was just like an old processor. Um,
At least one of them survived.
there's like 32 gigs of RAM in it from
That's pretty good.
yeah, that are just like random, like just out of some
Yeah.
drawer I had.
What was that, DDR3?
4,
Oh, at least it's
surprisingly.
4. That's not
It's
bad.
like a not it's a
Okay.
Ryzen 7 X or right, Ryzen 7 1700X
Oh, that's not
or
too bad.
1700 base, one
Yeah,
of
that's
those, yeah.
not too bad.
But it's like broken, so it's like,
Oh,
uh,
is it? Well, I guess it is because you said it freezes up
yeah,
all the
and it's like
time.
an idle state problem.
Oh, interesting.
But yeah, it breaks my Jellyfin server like at least once a week.
Yeah. Well, and I had another problem with my NAS, actually. See, I'm telling you, I've had so many oh, no, here's the weirdest problem. I gotta tell you this another
Another
spam
phone
call.
call?
Yeah. All right, so here's another one that came up this last week. I'm telling you, it's been like whack-a-mole with
Yeah.
tech problems. I have a pretty large, healthy collection of movie files, as you know.
Yes, a sad amount.
Yeah. And one day I was looking in my Plex server and I noticed that all of the movies were starting to like disappear. Like it weren't like it was just like I
Like
thought I added this movie.
okay, okay.
And I had a movie here and it's not there anymore. And I'm looking back at the recently added and I'm like, that one was added months ago. Why is it showing up in the
Hmm.
first like 6?
Did a disk fail?
And then I was like, well, let me go into my files and see. The disk wasn't failing. All the ones that were in there still were working great. So I'm like,
Yeah.
why is this not showing up? And then I go into the folder and alphabetically it looks great at the top A, B, 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 B. And then halfway through C, there's nothing else. All of the movies that are about halfway through C alphabetically and on down were gone.
That's a problem.
But here's the thing is they weren't gone because
Just metadata?
so what I did is I got another copy of a movie that I thought was already in there, and when I tried to put it in that folder, it said, "Well, this is already there. So do
Yeah.
you want to replace this?" And I'm like, "But it's not there." But it is. And I looked at the the size of the folder. By file size, they were all there, but I couldn't see them in the file browser.
Mhm.
My Plex server didn't see them anymore. But if I try to put a file in there, it would say it's already in there.
Sounds like a permissions or metadata
I
issue.
don't know. So then I went into my NAS where everything is backed up.
Yeah.
And I'm like, well, if they were actually, gosh, another spam call. That was
So
a
we're at
quick
5?
one. Yeah, we're at 5 just during this recording. I'm telling you, it's bad.
That's pretty bad.
Anyway, so then I go into my NAS and I'm like, well, if they were deleted out of my main drive, then when it does a synchronization at 2 a.m., it would remove them from my NAS,
Oh, okay.
right?
Yeah.
They were all there in the NAS.
Wait, so
So they were there, but they weren't. It's like so I'm like, okay, maybe they got hidden. So I look and I check the box to show hidden files and folders.
mhm.
Not there. I go into this command window prompt, text based,
Yeah.
and I do a dir command.
Yeah.
I see the same thing when I run the dir command as
Huh.
when I look at the thing. So even the system doesn't see them there. So I'm like, this is really weird. So I thought about all the different things I could do, and I thought, you know what? It's been a while since I've done a reboot. Let's get any new system updates. Let's just do a bunch of Windows updates and do a reboot.
And that fixed
And
it?
that fixed it. So I
Huh.
still don't know what caused it. But then after the reboot, the files were still there this whole time.
Yeah, it just
But now that they were available again, my Plex server had to re-add them
Oh.
all over again. So now my recently added
is like
is an
4,000
alphabetical
movies.
list of all the movies that were already there,
That
which
sucks.
really annoys me.
Another one?
This one might actually be a real email or a real, yeah, this one's actually real.
Hey,
Yeah, what do you know? A real call came in.
1 for 6?
Yeah, well, I'm still not answering it.
Not important?
It's an appointment confirmation, but
Oh,
it is
okay, so it's
real.
I mean,
I don't have to answer it.
still AI
Yeah.
basically, but
No, it's a real person.
is it really?
It's a person saying, "Hey, this is so and so, and I'm calling you to remind you about your appointment for tomorrow."
Oh, wow.
But it's fine. I got the message.
You must go some fancy things.
Well, I should have realized it was coming to my personal line and not my business line.
Oh, yeah, that's why.
That's the one that's not getting
So
me.
we're still 0 for 5 with the business line.
Yeah, friggin' so yeah, I guess the moral of today's episode here of iTech is even the techie people who like make life look easy. People look at us and they think, oh, their tech life must be so swift. And we're the ones that come in and we sprinkle our fairy dust like magic and everything
Yep,
works.
and
And
it
people
works.
people are like, you must always just have the best life when it comes to technical
No,
stuff.
no.
If anything, we have it worse because we have to deal with your problems on top of ours.
And I can promise you all my stuff is basically duct taped together with
Yeah.
prayers and hopes and dreams.
Yeah.
So,
People assume that because we're tech people that we always have the latest and greatest
nope,
tech.
not even close.
We usually make do with the cast-offs of
Yeah.
other paying customers, and they're like, "Here, you can just have this."
Yeah, it's either that or it's like, "I've had this for 5 years and it still works. We're just gonna
Yeah,
find some back end way to upgrade it."
because I can fix tech, I'll make it last longer.
Yep.
But we have to struggle through that too. Like, so don't feel bad if you're like a regular person who likes the tech subject but doesn't really feel like you have the skill set. We get our bad days, we have our frustrations, we have to hit our head against the brick wall all the time too. It is
Yeah,
nothing we're exempt from.
and experience is the best teacher when you wanna throw your head against the
Well,
wall.
and that's probably why we're good at it, is
Yeah.
because we have to deal with this stuff so much. And that's true. The more I deal with it, the better I get at it.
Yeah.
I mean, I have learned so much in every year. My knowledge just exponentially grows with having to deal with all these stupid problems. Like, I didn't know Wemo had shut down until I tried to do something with it.
Yeah, that's fair.
Like that's the kind of stuff that I'm like, well, I'm glad I know. Now I can talk about being careful on the show about being careful which smart home platform you adopt. Because one day, if Google decides they don't want to support Gen 1 thermostats, you're done,
Yeah.
which is exactly. And they also got rid of their smoke detectors.
Oh, yeah, you told me about that one.
Yeah. Yeah. Darn you, Google.
You sad about the smoke detectors?
They, yeah, they're good products. And then nothing's filled that void. Nothing significantly. There's one that's kind of trying to do it, but it's not.
You are in smart home, so I actually do wanna make my house a smart home. I just wasn't quite sure how I wanted to do it, and my parents had talked about moving so much that I was like, "Are we gonna be here? Because if I wire up the
You
whole
know what?
house."
It's not that big of a deal. It's worth it.
You think?
Yeah.
I was thinking about doing a bunch of smart plugs for servers and stuff, that way I can do manual
Plugs
resets.
are plugs are easy. Here's my advice for someone who's starting with a smart home, and I know this sounds more daunting, but it isn't. Don't do smart bulbs.
No, I didn't want to.
Do not do smart bulbs because then you can only turn the lights on and off
From your yeah,
from the app or
yeah.
from the voice. With a smart
Yeah,
switch,
you can do
you could
both.
walk in and hit it with your hand, or you could use the voice, or you could use
Yeah.
the app. A switch is way better. But the problem is, and this is a legit, if you want the color thing, like the Philips Hue coloring, then yeah, you need the bulbs.
Yeah.
So what I do is I have a mix. In my bedroom, my overhead lights,
Mhm.
smart switches, dumb bulbs. But like in my movie room, I have a lamp. The
And then
lamp is automated
huh,
and I have it set like if I'm doing an Xbox, the lamp turns green. If I'm
that's
doing
sick.
Roku, the lamp turns purple. If I'm doing so it kind of
You're
matches
you're
whatever.
forgetting PlayStation.
I don't have a PlayStation, but if I did, it would go blue. I don't do PlayStation. For Apple TV, I don't know what I think I went with blue with Apple TV because I don't do PlayStation. But yeah, it's really cool the things you can do with the
Shame.
coloring.
Shame.
Because I'm not a PlayStation person,
Yeah.
you're just jealous.
No.
Because I'm not tethered to that chain that Sony has around your neck.
Chain that Sony has?
Well, speaking of gaming systems, how far are we on time? We're pretty much blown out, aren't we?
An hour and 8 minutes.
Okay, so one last thing,
Okay.
since we normally sometimes like to talk about gaming stuff and we haven't for a little while, the news about Nintendo.
Wait, which one? The Switch too?
Uh-huh.
What about it?
You didn't hear?
I think so.
They're raising the price.
Oh, I did hear about that.
Yeah, the price hike.
Did you see the price hike with, PlayStations?
No, was that more subtle? Like I didn't hear news about
I
that.
trying to think. They, like, upped the price of the PS5 Pro to, like, $1,000.
Oh my gosh. See, that's why I don't have one. Are you kidding me? How much is the Switch 2 right now?
Like, $500.
And it went, yeah, that's like 100 more or something, right? That's like 20% price
Yeah, it was
increase.
a pretty big price increase.
That's
They kinda did
huge.
the same thing with MacBooks, but that one I kind of got because of the RAM thing.
But normally those things go down in price, not
I mean
up in price. Right now, the Mario Kart bundle with the Switch 2 is $600 from Best Buy, and that's on sale.
Here, I'll tell you what. If you want to buy that for me,
Good.
I'll give you like $100 back.
Pokemon Legends bundle,
See,
$620.
this is why you just emulate games, right here. This is why you get a decent computer. Figure out how to emulate them, and just do that.
This is one of the rare times when being an early adopter to the Switch 2 would have actually been better.
Yeah.
Usually early
Well,
adopters get burned with higher prices.
When you think about it, though, both Switches, the early adopters made out money because the Switch 1 is worth more. Like the very early Switch 1s.
Oh, yeah.
Because you can
because of the hacking, but no one knew that. I mean,
no one knew that when
going
they
in.
bought it, but
Yeah.
yeah, now they're worth a lot more.
Yeah,
There's
yeah.
a finite amount, then you can do like the hacking thing on it.
I wonder if my kids is. Probably not.
See, I have a Switch 1 that I gave to my brother, and I'm hoping he still has it because I will 1000% sell that thing for like
Yeah, make some bank off it.
yeah, they're worth a pretty decent amount.
Yeah, surprising. Well, I'm still rocking my original NES, Nintendo Entertainment
You look
System.
like you are.
I love that thing.
You look like you rock like you know the dude who created Pong?
Not personally.
You look like you rock that gaming console.
Nah. That's not okay. Pong wasn't a console.
It was what was it even made on?
I don't know, probably an Atari.
It was
That'd be my guess.
No, like he made Pong on like some random computer.
Oh, I don't know. But I imagine the console that people would have done that on would have been like an Atari.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
He was a nuclear physicist or engineer.
I don't know. You know this better than me because you're older than me.
He died not too long ago. Rest in peace.
Yeah.
Like 101.
You would know that being your contemporary.
I don't even know what contemporary means. That shows your age right there.
God, that's just knowing the language we speak, my man. That's on you. Gosh.
I understand like a solid 3 words you say a show. And
Yeah.
then the rest is context.
I've learned that my lexicon is a little more fleshed out than yours.
Yeah, because I used to have a really high vocabulary around like age 6, and then I learned that I don't want to have one.
Because you weren't cool enough?
No, I'm too lazy.
Oh. Well, so you basically haven't learned a new word since you were 6.
Pretty much.
That actually explains a lot about
Except
you.
for that, like, polymorphic, whatever you said the other show.
Onomatopoeia? I don't know.
No, the one that basically means personify.
Oh, anthropomorphize. I can't pronounce it now. Son of a. And from fnize.
Yeah, that.
Yeah, that one. All right. We've jumped the shark. Let's do this. All right. Well, thanks to AZ Strut for helping put this together, helping underwrite and support this program. They do a lot for us. We did also have, real quick, we had a little frustration before the show even began with tech.
Oh, yeah.
The studio computer wasn't working. We had to disassemble the studio furniture to get to the computer and force it to reboot. That computer, by the way, was not one of the ones donated by AZ Strut. The ones donated by AZ Strut are still running and have not needed the reboot. I'm just putting that out there.
That's okay, fair enough.
Yeah. But thank you for joining us today. Thank you to our underwriters. And as always, I hope to see you at our next exciting edition of the iTech Show. I'm Jared Bodine.
I'm Asher Ridenauer.
We'll see you next time.